Alright, so it's now week 5 of the home renovation process, and we're about halfway through into the timeline of this whole project. So this video will be an update on the works that have been done so far, as well as some of the reflections of the whole process along the way. So at this point in time, being halfway through into the whole process, there's quite a lot of works that have been done. The aircon works have been done, the electricals have been done, the partition walls have also been done up, and what remains is the carpentry, the painting, as well as the installation of the fixtures. So we'll go through bit by bit, and for this week there are a few new things happening. So as what we mentioned, there's work being done on the partition walls. So first up, over here we're in the living room, and originally the wall over here was recessed, so similar to the depth over here, but from this point onwards we brought the wall out to be flush along this whole face, so it creates a more seamless and sleek look. So the reason why the partition wall ends here is because on the right side will be our shoe cabinet and open storage area, and over here we've also drawn up the outline of the arch that we intend to paint. And on the floor you also see the 2 meter long TV console that we have, and it's over here because we can't fit it anywhere else. So at this point in time, I would say 99% of the stuff from Taobao has actually just arrived, and it's being housed in all our different rooms. So in the later part of the video, we'll go through how I've sort of allocated the space for all this stuff. So a lot of stuff in the house, still quite messy. All the appliances, all the furniture fixtures have arrived apart from the sofa and the bed. So how we've allocated the space is first up in the bomb shelter. This is where we house a lot of the smaller items. So right now there's the floor traps, some of the electrical stuff, open shelf that we intend to install, curtains, switches, so all the smaller stuff we store over here. Then appliances are all being stored in this first common room. So eventually they'll be installed in their respective places when the areas are done. Then in the next room, okay, this is where all the other Taobao stuff are. So these are the stuff that are waiting to be unboxed and fixed up once the whole renovation process is done. So I'll just leave it here for now. And the reason why I'm trying to gather all the items into the center is because I want to leave the sides free for the painting works to be done. So I think this point is also one of the areas that I wanted to reflect about, which is the sequence of the works. So I think what could have been done better here was if I could time the shipment to arrive a little bit later, so that the painting works can be carried out first before all this stuff arrive. But I think that's always the challenge when getting shipment from sellers overseas, is that the shipment time is never super predictable. Like there's always a gap, like there's always a range where it can arrive, right? So I think in this case we sort of played it safer to have it come earlier rather than later. So this is one of the things that we have to deal with right now. Then in the room itself, we've also done up the partition walls and L box over here. So originally there was trunking along this whole line because that's how we ran our aircon. So once we backtrack again, from the living room, we actually included one new aircon there, and it runs into the first common room. Then from there, the trunk actually runs all the way here where it meets the second aircon, and it continues running into the other common room where the trunk runs along this area, and then it meets the master aircon over there, and all of it will come out through somewhere over here into the master bedroom. So the trunks all connect and coincide over here and go into this area and go into the master toilet. So because it's a system for 4 different aircons, there are many different pipes that are running through. So originally it was a system 3, so less pipes, but right now with the system 4, the trunk over here needed to be a bit thicker to accommodate all the different pipes. So that's why we had to run a new route so that all the aircon piping can fit. Yeah, so you can see it over here. Yeah, many different pipes that run out to the ledge, aircon ledge. Yeah. So with all these areas, we decided to do an L box so the look is a lot more sleek and we don't see any ugly trunking boxes along the walls. And because we decided to run the aircon on the inside in the common rooms, what we get on the hallway over here is a very sleek and clean walkway. So this is the works that have been done so far, and yeah, I think pretty quick progress for 5 weeks, and really excited to see the end result. But along the way there are a lot of different changes that have to be made, so every week we make the effort to also take some time to come down and take a look at the works and rectify anything that needs to be rectified. It's always easier to make changes when the works are still ongoing and when the full picture is not set in stone yet, right? So over here we're actually also going to make a change in one of the electrical points. So we originally intended for the electrical points to be one on the left and one on the right of the arch that we draw here, but then we realize right now that the electrical points aren't exactly centered with respect to the arch, so we're gonna get our ID to relocate it so that it's centralized. Yeah, a little bit OCD, but I think when it's centered like that, it's something that's a little bit more obvious for all of us. So yeah, these are the works that have been done so far, and in another 2 days time the painting work will commence, and by the next video you'll probably see that yeah, the walls are all in a different shade of color. So stay tuned to them.